Ladies and gentlemen, imagine living every day questioning your own reality, doubting your worth, and walking on eggshells around someone who made your world feel like a constant storm. Now, imagine slowly stepping out of that storm, reclaiming your voice, your joy, and your life. Today, we're going to uncover the 7 powerful signs that show you are finally healing from narcissistic abuse. Moments that mark the return of your strength, your freedom, and your authentic self. Stay with me because by the end of this journey, you'll see not just survival, but the extraordinary resilience and light that is yours to embrace. Imagine walking through a long, dark tunnel, the walls closing in, each step heavier than the last. That tunnel is what life can feel like after narcissistic abuse, where your reality was constantly twisted, your feelings dismissed, and your very sense of self questioned. The first sign of healing begins when you notice a tiny flicker of light at the end of that tunnel. It's the quiet recognition that your pain was real, that your heart wasn't overreacting, and that your experiences matter. Healing doesn't happen in a dramatic burst. It begins with the small but powerful acknowledgement that you are allowed to exist as you are, with all the complexity, sorrow, and resilience that comes with being human. This moment of awareness is both terrifying and liberating, because it asks you to face the truth you've been avoiding, the truth of what you endured, the manipulation you survived, and the emotional scars that are yours alone to heal. Yet, in this recognition lies freedom. It's like taking a deep breath after being underwater for so long, finally allowing yourself to inhale life fully again. That first step is not about forgetting or excusing the past. It's about seeing it clearly and refusing to let it define the rest of your story. In this stage, you begin to notice subtle shifts. You cry when you need to, feel your anger without shame, and listen to the quiet voice inside that says, "You are worthy, you are enough." It is here, in this tender space of self-validation, that the foundation of true healing is laid. Each acknowledgement, each recognition of your pain becomes a brick in rebuilding the life that narcissistic abuse tried to erode. The journey from darkness to light is slow and sometimes painful, but this first sign, seeing your pain as real, is where hope quietly blooms and your path toward freedom begins. As the light begins to flicker at the end of the tunnel, you start to hear a voice, a quiet, almost forgotten voice that belongs solely to you. After enduring someone else's constant narrative, where your thoughts and feelings were invalidated or dismissed, this voice feels strange, fragile, yet unmistakably real. This is the moment when healing reveals itself through the reclamation of your voice. Speaking your truth, even in small ways, becomes a revolutionary act. It might start with a whispered admission to yourself or a gentle boundary with someone you trust, but each word spoken in authenticity chips away at the walls that once confined you. For so long, you were silenced, your emotions gaslighted, and your perceptions questioned. Now, every honest statement you make is an act of courage. You notice the difference in how it feels when you finally articulate what's in your heart without the familiar tremor of guilt or fear. Saying, "I need this," or "this isn't okay," is no longer an act of rebellion against yourself. It is an affirmation of your own worth. Your voice becomes a lifeline, connecting you to the person you were before the abuse and to the person you are becoming. Reclaiming your voice also allows you to honor your inner story, to validate the reality you lived rather than the distorted version imposed on you. With every sentence spoken, with every truth shared, you begin to reweave the threads of your identity, once tangled in manipulation, into a tapestry that is unmistakably yours. You realize that your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences, they matter. This newfound expression doesn't erase the past, but it transforms it from a place of entrapment into a story of resilience and self-discovery. Speaking your truth is no longer just a skill. It is a declaration. You are here, you are real, and your life belongs to you. As you begin to speak your truth and honor the voice that is uniquely yours, you start to notice a new kind of power quietly awakening inside. The power to protect yourself. After years of being manipulated, used, or dismissed, the ability to set boundaries may feel both unfamiliar and intoxicating. It begins subtly, like a gentle tightening of a protective fence around your heart. Saying no to what drains you or enough to what diminishes you is no longer an act of guilt, but a declaration of self-respect. Boundaries are the natural extension of reclaiming your voice. They are the armor that allows your words to carry weight and your presence to hold value. For a long time, your energy was borrowed. bent to the whims of someone who refused to see your humanity. Now, each boundary you set is an act of self-love, a visible line drawn between what serves your growth and what hinders it. It might be as simple as stepping away from a conversation that twists your reality, or as profound as leaving a relationship that consistently erodes your sense of self. Initially, this can feel uncomfortable, even frightening, because the world outside your abuser's control may seem uncertain. But with every boundary, your confidence grows, and the tremors of fear give way to the steadiness of self-assurance. Boundaries are more than rules. They are a testament to the lessons you've learned, the pain you've endured, and the resilience you've cultivated. They teach others, and more importantly, remind yourself how you deserve to be treated. As your voice strengthens and your boundaries solidify, you start to move through life with a rhythm that is authentically yours, no longer dictated by manipulation or guilt. This newfound clarity and assertiveness are not signs of hardness. They are the gentle, unwavering proof that you are healing, reclaiming your space in the world, and honoring the sacred, untouchable truth of who you are. As you fortify your voice and set boundaries that protect your heart, a deeper transformation begins to unfold. You start to notice glimpses of yourself, the person you were before the abuse, the one whose laughter was genuine, whose passions were untainted, whose spirit was unafraid. Reconnecting with your authentic self is a delicate, almost magical process. It's like stepping into a room you've long forgotten existed and finding all the pieces of yourself tucked away, waiting patiently for your return. The voice you reclaimed and the boundaries you set have created the space necessary for this reunion. For so long, your identity was blurred, reshaped to fit someone else's narrative, gaslit into questioning your own worth. Now, the masks begin to slip. You remember what you love, what excites you, what ignites curiosity and joy. Perhaps it's a hobby you abandoned, a dream you buried, or even a simple way of thinking or being that felt too much for the person who sought to control you. As you allow these parts of yourself to reemerge, there's a profound sense of relief, like breathing freely after years underwater. The person you see in the mirror starts to feel familiar again, not because the past is erased, but because you've begun to honor the truth of who you are. Reconnecting with your authentic self also teaches you patience and gentleness. Some parts of you may be fragile, cautious, even wounded, but they are yours, and they are whole in their own right. Every act of self-discovery, every small joy reclaimed, becomes a thread weaving your identity back together. This is not about perfection. It is about presence, about embracing the totality of your being. And in this awakening, you realize something remarkable. The real you was never lost. It was waiting for the moment you had the courage to protect your heart, speak your truth, and honor your boundaries. With each step, you are not just healing, you are returning home to yourself. As you step back into the rhythm of your authentic self, you begin to feel emotions stirring in ways you haven't allowed for years. The laughter that returns, the curiosity that sparks, and the joy you reclaim are all accompanied by another truth. Your heart needs to release the pain it has carried. Healing isn't just about rediscovering who you are, it's also about giving yourself permission to feel fully. Every tear, every pang of anger, every ache of grief. After enduring narcissistic abuse, emotions were often weaponized, dismissed, or twisted, leaving you cautious, muted, and numb. Now the emotional release becomes a sign that your heart is waking up, that it is alive and reclaiming space in your life. This release doesn't follow a tidy schedule, and it often comes when you least expect it. A song, a memory, a word can trigger tears you've been holding back for years. At first, this flood may feel overwhelming or even frightening, because you've been trained to suppress your own inner world. But as you allow yourself to experience it, something remarkable happens. Each tear, each burst of anger, each sigh of grief becomes a healing thread, weaving the pieces of your fractured self back together. You learn that it is safe to feel, that emotions are not evidence of weakness, but proof of survival and courage. Through this process, you start to notice a subtle but profound shift. You no longer hide from your own heart. You cry when you need to, you express anger when it arises, and you grieve without shame. The heaviness of the past gradually lifts as you honor the truth of your experiences and allow your inner life to breathe. In this release, the walls that once confined your emotions begin to crumble, and you feel lighter, freer, more present. Emotional release is not a sign that the abuse still controls you. It is the proof that your heart is reclaiming its voice, its boundaries, and its authentic self, moving boldly toward a life no longer dictated by fear. As your heart releases its long-held pain and your emotions flow freely, you begin to encounter another layer of healing, one that is both subtle and profoundly freeing: forgiveness. Not the kind that excuses or forgets the abuse, but the kind that releases the hold the past has over your present. Forgiveness at this stage is a quiet, steady strength. It is the recognition that carrying resentment and anger, like heavy stones, only weighs you down further, while letting go, even just a little, allows your spirit to rise. It is not about condoning what was done, but about reclaiming your power to choose how you live from this moment forward. This process is often misunderstood. Some think forgiveness means erasing the past, but true healing shows that it is not forgetting. It is remembering without being bound. You hold the memory of what you endured with clarity, but the chains of bitterness begin to dissolve. It's like standing in the sunlight. After years trapped in a locked room, the light doesn't erase the walls you escaped, but it reminds you that freedom now belongs to you. With each act of conscious forgiveness, you reclaim energy that was once drained by anger, manipulation, and the relentless pressure of trying to control the uncontrollable. Forgiveness also reconnects you to yourself. As you release the weight of resentment, you find a new capacity for compassion. Not for the person who hurt you, but for yourself, for the resilience you've shown, and for the life you are beginning to rebuild. You start to see that healing isn't linear, and it isn't about perfection. It's about making choices that honor your growth and preserve your well-being. By embracing forgiveness without forgetting, you create space for joy, for trust, and for love that is healthy and reciprocal. It is a testament to the strength of your heart, which continues to heal, evolve, and reclaim the life it was always meant to lead. As forgiveness settles into your heart like a gentle sunrise, something even more tender begins to emerge: joy. Not the forced, fleeting kind, but a quiet, genuine joy that rises from the simple act of being fully present in your own life. After years of walking under the heavy shadow of manipulation and control, experiencing pleasure, laughter, or even peace can feel almost foreign. Yet when you allow yourself to release resentment and honor your emotions, you start to notice the small sparks: the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the comfort of a friend's laughter, the satisfaction of pursuing something that truly excites you. These small moments are not trivial, they are the fingerprints of healing. This joy is a signal that your heart is learning to feel freely again. It is no longer dictated by fear, guilt, or the need to appease someone else. Each smile, each moment of contentment, each genuine laugh becomes a testament to your resilience. It's as if your soul is saying, "I am here. I am alive. I am reclaiming my life." In these moments, you understand that healing is not only about surviving, it's about rediscovering the capacity to embrace life fully without hesitation or shame. You also realize that joy can coexist with the memory of pain. The past may have shaped you, but it no longer controls you. By savoring these small moments, you build a life rich with intention, connection, and authenticity. You become attuned to the rhythm of your own heart, rather than the manipulations of another. Every burst of laughter, every quiet moment of peace, and every passion pursued is a declaration. You are no longer defined by the abuse, but by the strength, love, and joy that now flourish within you. In this realization, you see the full arc of your journey: voice reclaimed, boundaries honored, authenticity restored, emotions embraced, forgiveness given, and now joy, quietly yet powerfully, taking root. As joy begins to flow through your life, a subtle yet profound shift occurs. You start to trust yourself again. After years of manipulation, gaslighting, and constant questioning of your perceptions, trusting your own instincts can feel like learning to walk on unfamiliar ground. But as you embrace small moments of joy, honor your emotions, and forgive without forgetting, you begin to notice a quiet confidence emerging, a sense that your decisions, your feelings, and your inner wisdom matter. This is the sign that your internal compass, dulled and doubted for so long, is slowly coming back online. Trusting yourself doesn't mean that every choice is easy or that fear disappears completely. It means listening to that inner voice, the one that was muted by others' control, and acting in alignment with it. You begin to see situations clearly, make decisions without second-guessing every impulse, and feel the empowering clarity that comes from aligning your actions with your authentic self. This trust extends beyond practical choices. It permeates your sense of worth and your belief that you are capable of navigating life with integrity and self-respect. The ability to trust yourself also transforms the way you interact with others. You no longer feel the compulsion to constantly seek validation or approval from those who once sought to undermine you. Instead, your relationships become guided by discernment and intuition. You recognize what nourishes your spirit and what depletes it, and you act accordingly. Each choice made in alignment with your truth reinforces the foundation of your healing, allowing you to move through life with both courage and gentleness. In reclaiming trust in yourself, you realize that healing is not just about survival, it's about thriving. Your instincts, your heart, and your mind, once clouded by abuse, are now allies. The joy you experience, the forgiveness you've embraced, and the emotional freedom you've claimed all converge to create a self that is not only resilient, but profoundly wise, capable of navigating life with clarity, authenticity, and unwavering inner strength. As trust in yourself deepens, you begin to notice another profound shift. The people around you change. Healing teaches you to recognize the energy you allow into your life, and suddenly, the relationships that once drained, manipulated, or diminished you no longer feel acceptable. You become more discerning, more protective of your heart, and more intentional about the love you invite. Surrounding yourself with healthy relationships is not about building walls. It's about creating a space where your soul can thrive, a garden where trust, respect, and mutual care are the sunlight and water. You start to attract people who reflect the growth you've cultivated. Friends, family, partners, those who uplift you, encourage your authenticity, and honor your boundaries, begin to naturally gravitate toward your energy. Their presence feels safe and nourishing, a stark contrast to the fear and manipulation that once dominated your interactions. With these relationships, you rediscover what it feels like to be truly seen, heard, and valued. There is no hidden agenda, no constant questioning of your worth, just the gentle affirmation that your life and your heart matter. At the same time, you learn to let go of those who no longer align with your healing journey. Releasing toxic connections is not an act of bitterness, but of self-respect. It is a recognition that your time, energy, and heart are precious, and that you are worthy of love that is reciprocal and sustaining. In surrounding yourself with healthy love, you also cultivate compassion for yourself and others. You witness the beauty of relationships rooted in respect and authenticity, and you feel your own capacity to give and receive love expand. This is a testament to the full circle of healing. Your voice has returned, your boundaries are strong, your authenticity shines, your emotions flow, and your joy is alive. Now, the love you experience externally mirrors the self-respect and care you have cultivated internally, completing another layer of your remarkable journey toward freedom and wholeness. As you surround yourself with healthy love and feel the harmony of relationships built on respect and authenticity, a final, transformative realization begins to emerge: the courage to embrace life fully. After years of living in the shadow of manipulation, constantly second-guessing yourself, and walking on eggshells, the very idea of stepping into life with openness and intention can feel daring, even revolutionary. But all the steps you've taken, reclaiming your voice, setting boundaries, reconnecting with your true self, releasing your emotions, forgiving without forgetting, finding joy, trusting yourself, and surrounding yourself with supportive love, have led you to this point. You are ready to live boldly, unapologetically, and fully. Embracing life fully means welcoming uncertainty without fear, stepping into new experiences without the weight of the past controlling your every choice. It means pursuing passions that excite you, taking risks that honor your growth, and opening your heart to moments of love, friendship, and connection with confidence. Life no longer feels like a series of traps set by others. It becomes a canvas where your choices, your instincts, and your joy paint the picture. You understand that your past does not define you. It has prepared you, strengthened you, and shaped a resilience that is uniquely your own. This courage is visible in every decision you make and every path you choose. It is present in the laughter you share, the dreams you chase, and the self-respect that underlies all your interactions. By embracing life fully, you honor the journey you've undertaken, the pain you've endured, and the growth you've achieved. It is a declaration that you are no longer a victim of circumstances, but a steward of your own destiny. Every breath you take in freedom, Every step you take in authenticity and every moment you experience in joy is proof you are healing, you are whole, and your life is finally yours. As we reach the end of this journey, remember this: healing from narcissistic abuse is not a straight path, but every step you take, every tear released, every truth spoken, every boundary set is a victory. You are reclaiming your voice, your joy, and your life, piece by piece. Let this be a promise to yourself: the past does not define you. Your pain has a purpose, and your heart has the power to rise stronger than ever. Stand tall in your authenticity, embrace the freedom you fought for, and let your life shine as a testament to resilience, courage, and hope.